Hello everybody, welcome back to today's plugin tutorial video. We are going to be checking out how to add NPC Lib to your plugin. For this episode, will be Spigot coding tutorial, not plugin tutorial, I'm mistaken. For this episode, we're going to be using the NPC Lib by I don't know how to spell your name correctly, but we're going to be using it and put it into our plugin to have NPCs in-game, which I find very useful. So all you gotta do is download it, and you're gonna put it somewhere on your desktop and get it all ready and everything. That's all you're gonna have to do to start. Then you're gonna open up our tutorial project, or your project you want to put your NPCs in. And to make it easy for all of us, I'm just gonna create a new package called NPC, and it's gonna keep everything nice and neat. I'm then going to create a class called NPC Manager, just like that, and we'll add it to our GitHub since we are using GitHub on our on the other side, like to store our data, so we would add it to our GitHub to store our data for this new class. We're going to implement listener, because technically it is going to be it's not technically an event, but we're technically importing it so the plugin listens for the NPCs to be created. A few things we're going to do is we're going to call for our main class and just keep it as main. Make sure to import our main class, not any other main classes. We are going to set a private NPC Lib to get our actual NPC Lib from the thing and type it in. I'm missing something. The reason why that didn't auto import is we never actually added the jar to our project. So you go to libraries, you go to the plus button in Java, just like we did with the scoreboard lib. In this case, I'm keeping my downloaded thing in my shares project folder over here, and I'm going to click on the one that says, it should be around here, NPC Lib plugin. We're going to apply OK. Now we can type private NPC Lib. There we go. Then we import that, and we're just going to call it NPC Lib here. Then why don't we go down to our managers and get that all set up. We're going to do public NPC Manager, and this is going to import main as main. So this is just saying we're importing our main class, and it's going to be recognized by the thing main here. We're going to do this dot main equals main, just like that, equals main, which is saying this main up here is equaling this main down here, so it actually registers. We're going to do this dot NPC Lib equals new NPC Lib, and we are going to import our main class right there. That's all you have to do. That's going to say we want to register this in our main class instead of letting it load as its own plugin. To load our NPCs, we're just going to do load, just like this, and we're going to leave it blank for now because we're going to actually create a private void called load. And then, of course, we're going to register our event, bucket dot get plugin manager dot register events, and we're going to call it this and our main class, which is called main, and that's all you have to do. Then we are going to have to create our display, which is going to be what we call to display the NPCs. So we're going to do public void display, and we're going to call this for the player. So we're calling for the org.bucket player, and it's going to import player, and we're going to add our NPCs after into here to display to our players. Now we're going to actually create the private void called load, so we no longer have the errors, and keep it just like that. Now this is going to load this, whatever's in here, which is where we're going to actually create our NPCs. It's going to load them in here and load them to the player. So why don't we start by making an NPC? So pretty much how this works is we're first going to designate the NPC we're going to create. We're going to do a private, I can't spell, I still can't spell. We're going to do a private, we're going to call it an NPC. We're going to import the bucket version of it, and we're going to call it test. That's all we're going to do. Private NPC test. In our display, we are going to do test dot display, no, dot show, sorry, and we're going to call it to player. Now this is going to error momentarily because we haven't set anything up for this yet. So in order for us to do this, first we're going to get our skin. So we're going to do mine skin fetcher dot fetch skin from sync ID, and we're going to type in an ID you can get from like name MC. For this example, I'm going to use 227513. Then you're going to do skin at the end of that, just like this, and we're going to get rid of this and put this instead. That way it goes to the next line. Then we are going to put our test, what we named our NPC, and we're going to do equals NPC Lib dot create NPC. Then we're going to use the skin that we've designated above, and we're going to put our title as an array list. So we're making our title an array list. We're going to go ahead and enter our main title. So we're going to call it "This is a test," and then for the title below this, we are going to do it once again, and we're going to name it "Click me to send a message," let's say. Just like that. Then you can put the thing here. Now we are getting an error, and we're going to cast it to NPC. So you just can cast it to NPC, so it works perfectly fine. Now we are going to go down here. Hold on 1 second. The reason why this isn't working is it's not org bucket NPC. The reason why that wasn't working down there is because we actually have to import the class of the lib NPC. That way this is not needed, and we would have actually gotten an error if we didn't import the correct NPC. That way this works as well here too. Then all we got to do is test dot create new, and we're going to spawn this at a location, and we're going to do bucket dot get world, or get worlds actually, and then we're going to do dot get, then we do dot get, and this is going to be, we'll put a 0 here, so this is we're getting world 1, and then we are going to do our coordinates. So why don't we just do like 0, 50, 0. Now you are able to add your yaw and pitch. So if our yaw is 50 and our pitch is 0, we can add those. So we can set our coordinates. So right now we're going to spawn this NPC at 0, 50, 0. So that's where the NPC is going to spawn. To make sure it's somewhere above the world, I'll do 55. That's pretty much all you have to do. Then, of course, add this to the end of it. This is saying we're going to close the bracket from up here, and we have completed creating our NPC. Now we're not done yet. So pretty much now we actually have to create our event handler to let the NPC do something. So we're going to do public void on NPC interact. We're going to do NPC interact event. We'll call it E. And then we're going to do if E dot get NPC equals our name. We're going to do something. In this case, we're going to send the player who clicked the NPC, which we haven't designated, so why don't we designate that first as, so player is player equals E dot get who clicked. So we now designated our player. And we're going to do player dot send message chat color dot green. We'll do green chat color. And we're going to say you have clicked an NPC. Just like that. That's all we have to do. Now, in order to get this all to work, we're going to go back to our main class here, and in our onEnable file, where you're going to do this dot np. Well, wait a minute. We're not completely done. We're going to go up to the top of our class here, and we're actually going to add a private static void, which is going to be NPC Manager, which is ours, the one we created. And we're going to name it NPC Manager. Just like that. That way, in our onEnable, we can do this dot NPC Manager equals new NPC Manager. And we're going to say this. This will let us register everything we just put into our NPC class here. It's going to do exactly this on the start. So it's going to load our main class, load the lib, load our NPCs, and register the events of clicking them. That's all we have to... Oh, wait a minute. Now, you may be wondering, how do I get them to actually show my player the NPCs on join? Well, guess what? We're going to get that to work right now. So, here's what we have to do. We actually have to get the NPCs to display to the player. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another event handler. This time it's going to be public void on join. We'll call it on join. And we'll do player join event. We'll call it E, again for the event. And all you got to do is, pretty much, if you keep it in this class, all you got to do is display, and then the player, which we'll designate now as player equals e.getPlayer. Just like that. Then you do display player. So just like this, this will display whatever NPCs are in this class to the player. So then we just have to build, rebuild, and load it into our server. So as our Minecraft and we have an error. We forgot to do exactly what we forgot to do the last time. We didn't add the NPC Lib. We have to extract it into our output root and press apply and OK and rebuild. This makes our plugin import the other plugin, which makes it would work. So why don't we go ahead and we've reloaded and redone everything, and we're going to replace the file again, and we'll go ahead and restart the server once again. So we'll restart the server here, and then we're going to join on our Minecraft client, and you can see it's loading up, and it's going to say NPC Lib attempting to inject, and it will work. Now if we actually go TP 0 55 0, you can see we're inside a block. So, but even though we're inside a block, our NPC is here because this is where we designate it to be. And if we click it, it should say you've clicked an NPC. Exactly what we said. I made it a little too low in the ground. Quite low, I think. I think we're a little, not that far low. Just about 10, if I made it 10 blocks higher, it would have been on the roof. But it says, this is a test, click me to send a message, and it says, you've clicked an NPC. So you can see it works exactly how we designate it. We have the skin ID, which is this ID. If you looked it up, that would be the skin. It's located at 0550. Yaw of 50. Yaw of 50 makes it just look up like this. And the pick, or the sideways like this. Yaw of 50 is looking in this direction. And the pitch is 0 is just flat 0. If you want negative 50, it would be down. If you want 100, up, etc. So that is it for this video. It's how to add NPCs to your Minecraft plugin. If you did enjoy, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. We have future updates soon of this. And yes, so thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions, the code and all the stuff is down in the description. You can go check it out. Make sure to subscribe and like and leave a comment. Our Discord server is in the description as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.